Welcome to another Metters Musings. My name is Chris, and the WWDC 2010 keynote is done. And as expected, Steve Jobs taking the stage and announcing the latest, newest, greatest iPhone, the iPhone 4. This changes everything again. And for those of you wondering, this pretty much a complete redesign of the phone. It looks stunning. As you can see here from these pictures, it is very thin. In fact, it's about 24% thinner than the iPhone 3GS. Of course, with the new design comes some new features. The big one, FaceTime. Phone calls like you've never seen before. You can now do video phone calls. Fortunately, right now, it's only available on Wi-Fi for throughout 2010. Apple hoping to work with cell carriers to be able to provide this over 3G service. Right now, also, it's only iPhone 4 to iPhone 4. No setup needed. It's just you use your camera. You can either use the new front-facing camera or you can use the back camera, and you can have a video chat with another person who's using an iPhone 4. Apple also giving us a look at its new high-definition screen, the highest resolution screen on a phone. They're calling it Retina display. We'll go into a few more details here in a quick moment. Just run through a couple more. Of course, multitasking. That was announced back in April. And this one I'm really excited about. HD video recording, 720p. That is going to be beautiful. Of course, it's going to take up a lot of space on your iPhone, and that's the one thing I want to just quickly mention, is that there's only going to be a 16 gigabyte and a 32 gigabyte version, and with HD video recording, that's going to suck up a lot of space. So I guess if you're going to be shooting a lot of HD video, you're going to have to be backing up to your computer quite often. All right, well, let's go through maybe some of the specs right now. Taking a look quickly at some of the specs here for the new iPhone 4. Its height, 4.5 inches, width, 2.31 inches, depth, 0.37 inches. So again, very, very thin. Weight, 4.8 ounces. The colors, they're white and black. This time though, as you can see, the front also white. Not sure how I like that right now. We'll just have to wait and see. But yes, Apple giving us again the white and black colors, and as I mentioned, 16 gigabyte and 32 gigabyte flash device. As far as the display, the Retina display, the screen, a 3.5 inch widescreen multi-touch display, 960 by 640 pixel resolution at 326 ppi. That is going to be sharp when you're viewing web pages, pictures. The text, the pictures are just going to pop from this screen. Also 800:1 contrast ratio. And of course, Apple with its fingerprint resistant coating on the screen, which really doesn't work all that well. You still get tons and tons and tons of fingerprints. Another key feature to this new iPhone is battery life. It is changed once again. Right now, Apple's saying talk time up to 7 hours on 3G, up to 14 hours on 2G, standby time up to 300 hours, internet use up to 6 hours on 3G, up to 10 hours on Wi-Fi, video playback up to 10 hours, audio playback up to 40 hours. So your iPhone should be lasting a lot longer than the current 3GS model. I mentioned that the iPhone 4 will record in HD, but of course the camera on the back also getting a boost in megapixels. It's now 5 megapixel still camera. There's also an LED flash on the back. Tap to focus for video and still images. The HD video recorded 720p, 30 frames per second, and there will also be, I believe, yeah, it was a 5 times digital zoom. So there's some changes to the camera as well. If you follow my blog, mettersmusings.com, you'll know that I did indicate that I thought that Apple was going to release some of its iLife programs as apps. Well, today, during the keynote, Steve Jobs announced the iMovie app. It'll be $5. What that means is now when you shoot your video on your phone, your HD video, you can do some editing, you can do some Apple design themes, titles, transitions, just a really nice editing application for the iPhone 4. As I mentioned, it'll be available in the App Store for $5. So here's a look at the new iPhone 4. From the front, it looks pretty much similar to the previous generations of the iPhone. As you can see right here, there is the front-facing camera, but again, the home button and the black, you can change this to see what the white one will look like. Again, I'm not sure how I like the full white one. I don't know how that's going to look when watching videos, checking out websites. Have to wait and see again. I like the black because it offers a bit of framing around the screen. Now if we scroll through this iPhone 4 that Apple has up on its site, on the side here you can see that's where the micro SIM will go, but as you see there are these little grooves along the side. Now a lot of people, when Gizmodo first published the picture, said that wasn't very Apple. It seemed like it was unfinished at the time, but today we found out that Apple actually, these are two separate bezel casings that give the iPhone its wireless signal. So basically it's two antennas. If we go look at the front again, on the left-hand side of the phone we have the Bluetooth, the Wi-Fi, the GPS, and on the other side is you have your cellular antenna. So that's what it is. It's two separate casings, and those are the antennas. So a very interesting and nice design for Apple on that part. So again, on the right-hand side we have the micro SIM slot. There's the back of the phone. There's the new camera, the flash. And on the left side of the phone, what we have is a mute switch and then the volume buttons. The bottom of the iPhone 4 looking very similar to the iPhone 3GS. On the left-hand side, we have the microphone. In the middle, we have the 30-pin dock connector. And then on the right-hand side, we have the built-in speaker. A little bit of a change on the top. We have the headphone jack, but we also have a second mic. Now what that's going to be used for is for noise cancellation. So if you do have a loud background while you're trying to make a phone call, while you're trying to talk to somebody, it should help cancel out the background noise, making it much easier for the person on the other end to be able to hear you. So when does this iPhone 4 go on sale? Well, that depends on what country you live in. If you're in the US, France, Germany, United Kingdom, or Japan, it goes on sale June 24th. For myself, I live in Canada. I'm very, very disappointed with this. I don't get a chance to buy the iPhone 4 until July. Now, I don't really understand why Canadians aren't getting it at launch. There's lots of speculation right now online. Could be because of shortages. It could be because Apple only wants to roll it out in big markets off the top. There's talk that it could be because of the carriers. TELUS, Bell, and Rogers may not be ready for it. I've also heard that it could be with the upgrade pricing and such. We just don't know at this point, but as a Canadian, I'm very frustrated with this. I'm not all that happy. Again, we had to wait a little bit longer for the iPad. Now what happened was you could go to the States and buy the iPad because it's unlocked. Unfortunately, the iPhone 4 not unlocked, so therefore even if you go down to the States and buy one, then you have to go through the whole jailbreaking process and make sure that there's a carrier unlocked. It's a bit of a hassle right now, so most of us Canadians probably going to be waiting until July to get it. So once again, we are going to have to wait. So that's a quick look at the iPhone 4. What do you think? Are you happy? Are you not so happy? Does it have all the features you thought it would? Did you think it was going to have more? Are you upset with the release dates like I am? Please leave a comment below, and if you want to check out my blog for more iPhone and iPad information, the link is below. Follow me on Twitter, the link also below. Thanks for watching and have a great day.